Let's talk about Fear Street Prom Queen. Fear Street is a series of books by R.L. Stein, who did Goosebumps. This is from the Fear Street series. Prom Queen is the story of six girls in high school, and they're vying to be the prom queen. It's set in 1988, and you know from the first notes of the music that accompanies the credits, this is inspired by old school horror movies of the 80s. It basically follows all the cliches. There's a young girl named Lori Granger. She's a long shot because all the other five girls that are vying for prom queen are part of the wolf pack of the cool girls in school that are very mean. But Lori's an average girl who works as a waitress at a restaurant where she gets the abuse from these prom queens. We see her in high school. She has a best friend that's into horror, which is kind of a weird chick. She's into makeup effects and horror and loves horror movies. We see the characters in the movie go to see the movie Phantasm 2, which is pretty awesome reference in the film. And I got to say this, while this checks the boxes of all the cliches, it's kind of horror comfort food. I'm not going to say this is a great horror movie. It's fine. It follows kind of a trend of there's a situation, people are being offed. That's these prom queens are getting offed one by one in gruesome ways, including their boyfriends or other people that get in the way. And increasingly it gets gorier and gorier and gorier. And it's someone in a mask and a trench coat. Who could it be? Well, that's a lot of movies. Like Scream does that. Other horror films have done that, where it's like, who is, we just saw this one with the film Finn Wolfhard was in, set at summer camp. And it's a movie where you're just guessing until the end, who is it? And the movie kind of like, in the third act definitely is a surprise, but you could guess the ending. Not going to tell you what it is. I'll say this was fine. This was like the In-N-Out burger of, it's just like a cheap, actually not In-N-Out, a chain below In-N-Out, like a Tom's or something. It's one of those, like, it's like cheap horror comfort food. Seen everything in this movie before. It's I was gonna say, like, for the first half hour, it's like, well, these kills aren't very gruesome. They get increasingly gruesome, and in a climactic scene,
69,
they get really gruesome because it's all about the kills. But the tone of this thing, I will say this, the tone, it's not scary. It leans into comedy more than horror. And the music, the soundtrack really sets it in the 80s. And there's like a young girl at the school that's doing a report. She's kind of the reporter of what's going on. And a guy has a giant VHS camcorder. I had one just like that in the 80s. I had a camcorder that you could play videos, and you would hold it above your head, and so they
have on your shoulder.
Yeah, there's like you just sort of keep it. This thing is so heavy. But that running bit was pretty funny. And the girl who plays Lori Granger, she's very good. India Fowler is the actress. So I gotta say, I enjoyed it. It's comfort food, not a great horror movie, but it's on Netflix. It's short at 90 minutes, tight. And I'll say that, I would maybe watch more of the series of Fear Street. It's really almost like the movie is like a cover band of old 80s horror set at a prom. You've seen all the elements before, nothing new, nothing special, but it's enjoyable. So, 6.5 out of 10 for me, maybe a 6 out of 10 with a bare recommend. But if you're looking for something on Netflix, it's better than the Sarah Silverman special I kind of suffered through. Oh my God. I like comedy specials on Netflix, but wow, did she become unfunny? It's almost like her style of comedy was from another era, And I watched that when I also watched this, and woo! Fear Street Prom Queen was a good palate cleanser from Sarah Silverman. So that's why it gets a good bear recommend from me. But even the poster is very 80s inspired. So I had fun. It's okay. Let's go to comments.
I mean, is this the first in a series, or has there been other?
There have been others in the series of Fear Street. It's based on R.L. Stein's books. He does.
Okay.
He
So
did,
other movies, not other books from R.L. Stein. This is the.
It's like a based on his books.
Okay.
I'm not a look. I was never a Goosebumps guy. I wasn't the right age.
Yeah.